Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sisters at the Cinema. This is Valerie,
And this is Amanda.
and today we are talking about the Netflix movie Carry On,
Action packed.
action packed. This one has been getting a lot of buzz out there, so we figured we'd check it out and see what they're talking about.
Yep.
So, Amanda's going to give us the synopsis and the cast.
All right, let's go. Says a mysterious traveler blackmails a young TSA agent into letting a dangerous package slip through security and onto a Christmas Eve flight.
Hmm.
This movie is starring Taron Egerton. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing his name correctly.
Hmm.
And it wasn't until my second watch that I remembered that this is the guy from The Kingsman. You remember those
Oh, the
movies?
young when he was young?
Yeah, that's him.
Ah, girl, I was thinking I did not know this guy at all. But that
Yep.
makes a little sense because they had him running like, Kingsman, okay?
Right.
Like Tom Cruise, anyway,
Yep. Also starring Jason Bateman,
whom we
one
love.
of who we love. He is so good, whether
Yeah,
it's comedy or drama.
he's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's been around forever
That's
since he
true. You
was
used to
young.
watch Arrested Development.
No, way before that.
Well, what was he on back in the day?
Oh, good
I don't really
gracious.
remember.
Now I can't think of it. But Jason Bateman been
Oh,
around forever. It's gonna have to come to me.
okay.
Cause his sister was on Family Ties. Well, I can't remember his show.
Oh,
Yeah, there's some child actors.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah. You got to remind me.
Right.
We also have Sophia Carson as Nora.
Okay.
Not sure what else she's from.
Yeah, I don't know her either.
And then we have Danielle Deadweiler as the police officer. It says on IMDb that her name is Elena Cole in the movie, but I don't remember ever hearing a name for her.
I think when you said it, I think they might have said it once or twice. But
Okay.
yeah. But I will say this actress who I'm just starting to get to know her.
hmm
She's pretty awesome. She's doing some big things out here.
Okay. We have a couple of other folks that I'm just going to toss out real quick. We have Theo Rossi. He's the sniper. IMDb called
Oh,
Watcher. Uh,
okay.
he played on Um, he played on something. He plays an interesting character. I feel like on everything he in.
Right, because I want to say he was in Luke Cage.
That's what I thought. I was trying to
Yeah,
find it, but I couldn't see it.
we love Luke Cage.
Yep.
And something else I remember where he played like this nerdy guy. Like he plays some characters that are like, kind of different from one another.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
he's turning out to be a good actor too.
Yeah, he's pretty versatile.
Yeah.
We have Sinqua Walls as Jason. We saw him in The Blackening.
Yes. He's good too.
Yep, and I'm gonna just stop it right there. Let's get on into this recap.
Okay, but let me say I found Jason Bateman's old stuff because I wanted to say Teen Wolf, but Teen Wolf, the first one is Michael J. Fox, but he's in Teen Wolf too, Jason Bateman.
Oh, okay.
But he was on a show called Hogan Family. He was on Silver Spoons. Like we talking
Mm,
about the 80s.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
he been around
I was
forever.
just being born.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Uh-huh. Yep. So Jason been around.
Right.
All right. We ready?
Let's dive on in. The movie opens at a Christmas tree farm,
Mm-hmm.
and a mysterious man walks inside one of the buildings with a bag in one hand and a gun in the other. And he puts the gun down on a table while two Russian men watch him.
Yeah.
One of the Russian guys walks off, and the other one tells this mystery man that the price has gone up. Now we don't know what he's talking about,
Mm-mm.
but we know it's shady, right?
Right.
And so the mystery man hands him a bag full of money.
Yep.
The Russian opens it, and within like a minute,
Mm-hmm.
he starts coughing up blood
Yeah.
and dies.
Fall out on the floor.
Right. And so the second man, the second Russian, he runs back in, and the mystery man picked that gun up and shot him right in the head.
Uh-huh. I thought it was so crazy because the guy, the killer, he
Hmm.
just standing there calmly, watching the
Hmm.
dude start coughing and
Yep.
keel over. He not
Yep.
even bothered, okay?
Right. So you
So,
know this serious.
uh-huh. And he had told him, the Russian guy told him before he went out that, the where the package was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the package is inside of a car
Mm-hmm.
that the mystery man opens the trunk of and sees a single suitcase back there.
Right.
So whatever is in this suitcase is what the price went up on.
Exactly. And oh, the other thing was, okay, so after he killed them, he set the place on fire
Right.
and left the bag of cash. So I was like, is the cash fake or he just don't care
Right.
about it?
I wondered that too.
Yeah,
If it might have been fake, who
it
knows?
could have been. Because I was like, if he's just letting the cash burn, I just didn't get why he would do that. But,
Right.
look, we need our money.
Right. Next, we move to a young couple lying in bed together.
Hmm. And before that, we see in the house a pregnancy test, a positive pregnancy test, laying on the floor. It's like under the tree, like it was a Christmas gift. And so they in the bed, and dude is just staring into space. And she wakes up, and they talk about when she'll get a baby bump.
Mm-hmm.
So they excited about this baby, but he's also a little nervous. So they leave together.
To go to
Yeah,
work.
they leave to yes. They leave together for work. And he says he just thought he'd be further along in his career before they got to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really not ready. But she's very reassuring, trying to comfort him and tell him that, you know, everything's gonna be all right pretty much. So they get to the airport, and she says all she wants for Christmas is for him to apply to the police department again.
Yeah.
And
She
yeah,
says that was the last time he was happy.
right. Last time he was excited about his life.
Yeah.
And so they get to the terminal and say their goodbyes, and they both head off to work. And he gets to his morning briefing meeting, and he's late. And the guy says, the guy talking up there, he's like, "Yeah, you made it just in time to miss everything." So, mm. um,
Right.
and then another guy gets up and he starts talking about checking for fraudulent boarding passes. And he tells them to use their little laser light, like when they're looking to see if your money is bad. You're checking your $20 bills and stuff. He had one of those, and so telling them to use that on the boarding passes.
One of the guys, um,
Is this where
oh,
the coworker talks
yeah,
about him having twins?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so one of his coworkers comes up to him and says, something about, "Oh, you having twins?" And he's like, "I texted one person."
One person who
I,
happens to be another coworker
yep.
named Jason, and they appear to be good friends. And he's like, "How many people did you tell?" And Jason said, "Everybody I saw already." This is anybody I've talked to today. They know.
Right. This is public knowledge now. Okay.
Right. So Jason is a family man, so he gives Ethan a little pep talk. And so Ethan, he got a lot on his mind. So he goes to his boss and he starts to ask him for a pay raise.
Yes.
And his boss was like, "You 10 minutes late, you already asking for a bump?"
Yeah, he said, "You got some." He pretty much like, "You got some nerve, right?"
Right. And so Ethan is like, I'm ready, I want to be here. And he asks for more responsibility. And the boss is like, man, we already got everything covered. And so
Yeah,
Jason is like, he can have my spot.
right. He's a good friend. He's trying
Yep.
to help his friend out. So he because Ethan, I guess that's the next move up is to what Jason does. So Jason is like, yeah, he can work mine, and I'll just do, I'll work somewhere else.
So now we see a van pull into the airport. There's a man tied up in the back.
Yep.
And there's a gunman looking at a bunch of computer monitors that look like he's watching the inside of the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Something shady about to go down.
Yep. I mean, how you get access to airport cameras? It's like supposed to be so secure,
Right.
But they got it.
They got it. And so we see Ethan doing his job. He clueless right now.
Yeah.
So he's doing his job. He's screening people's carry-ons.
Yep.
And the movie is called Carry On. Hmm.
Uh-huh.
And we go back to the gunman in the van, and he has cameras on Jason's family.
Yes.
There's a man in the house,
In the
and he's
house.
ready to either kidnap or kill these people, this
Yes.
wife and these children.
Children, little kids.
Yes, because one of them I think is like a little baby, and the other one is a toddler or something.
Huh. Well, I know they got twins because I remember Ethan saying something about him having twins. So I
Right.
don't know if they got three. I don't know how
Oh,
many they
okay.
got, but they little.
So yeah, they got somebody at this man's house watching
Yep.
his family.
I mean, they
But when
just
they
made it out.
right, but when they realize that when the bad guys realize that Ethan is actually the one on the machine that day,
Yeah.
they tell their man to stand down.
Right. They're like, we're gonna have to, make a change of plans. And he tells dude to go, get info on Ethan.
Yep,
They pull his name up. I mean, and they
so
get
quick.
everything. They're talking about
Everything.
him running track in high school. I
Yep,
said, dog. I don't know what website they went to, but they got all the info.
right. They said go down to his house and find everything
Right.
you can.
Get some more info, okay?
And so Ethan just going about doing his job, and this girl walks up, and there's like a little earbud or something in this basket, and she's like,
Oh, yeah.
this isn't mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to be like, okay, throw it away, you know.
Right. That is so
And
funny.
yeah, so he's like, okay, I'll put it in the lost and found.
Yeah. But then he gets a text message that says, put it
Yep,
in your right ear, something like that.
yep.
And
Which I don't
so,
know if I would have done it.
the whole thing maybe it could have been averted if he was just like,
So could have.
nah, the movie would be over.
Yep. Because
That's
he stopped and
hilarious.
paused, and they said, right ear, do it now.
Yeah.
Do it, Ethan. And I was like, this too much. But
Oh, that's really good right there because I didn't think of that.
of course he does it.
Of course.
And now we about to hit the ground running.
Yes.
So the mystery man is actually in the airport, and you can kind of tell this is the same guy from the earlier scene with the Russians.
Right. Because he got on like the same outfit, little cap. Mm-hmm.
And so he's watching Ethan. He's in the airport, and he tells him, "Hey, you weren't our first choice,
Yep.
but since it is you, you gonna have to do what I tell you to do."
Yeah. He's like one bag for one life,
Mm,
which is crazy because it's not one life.
it's not.
The
That don't
whole
even make sense.
because I think he's thinking, okay, I'm gonna save your girl
Right.
for this one bag, but in actuality,
It's a whole plane full of folks.
yes, one
Yep.
bag for one life. So Ethan. he thinks it's a prank at first. He's like, "Who is this?" Like really, like
Right.
he thinks it's a joke, but
Yep.
it's not. And so he tells him that he's gonna have to let a guy go through the checkpoint with
Mm-hmm.
something in his bag.
Right.
So he threatens Ethan's friend. Oh, Jason. He threatens Jason's wife and kids,
Mm-hmm.
and Ethan is like, "You would kill, some little kids."
Right.
And he was like, without hesitation.
Without hesitation.
And he says, "I don't want to have to execute somebody to prove to you."
Mm. 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 Mm.
So that other guy is at Ethan's apartment snooping around, and he finds his girlfriend's pay stub. And then he finds the positive pregnancy test. And so now they know Ethan has a girlfriend that also works at the airport, and she's pregnant. So now they got something to work with for on him.
Right. And so Ethan is like, "Can you see me?"
Yeah.
Which to me is just a dumb question, but anyway,
Not only
he
that,
tries.
go ahead.
He tries to make a 911 call,
Right.
and our
After you
mystery
just
man.
asked, after you just
Right.
asked if you could see me.
Right. And so the mystery man immediately starts to threaten Nora.
Yep.
And Ethan is, of course, is like, "Oh, let me hang his phone up."
Uh huh.
And he has to lock his phone away.
Uh huh. In the lost and found, he said, "Put that phone in the lost and found and lock
Mm.
it up."
Yep.
And so he does it, and then Ethan tells him, "Oh no," he tells Ethan, he's like, "You've never made waves before. Don't start now." Because they done
Ouch.
looked at his right. They done
Ouch.
looked at his whole life. They like do feel like he know him, like I know what
Right.
type of guy you are. I know,
Right.
you just skating through life pretty much. And
Right.
so yeah, he's just telling
Yep.
Ethan to go with the flow.
Right. So next we see a woman texting and driving,
Yeah.
and she's so into it she almost hits a couple of police officers.
Hmm.
She ends up at the scene where the Russians were killed.
Right.
And so it turns out she's a cop too. And this is Officer Cole. Is that her
Okay.
name? Is that what we said her name
I
was?
don't remember.
Okay, let's go with Officer Cole.
Okay.
And so they find some
A bug.
bugs.
Yeah. And a
Yeah,
watch.
right. In the debris of the burnt building.
Hmm.
And she's like, "Can we get some information off of this?"
Yeah.
And like, "We don't know yet, but it ain't looking good."
Right. This is all burnt up.
Right. So now we know the cops are involved.
Hmm.
But back at the airport, and I wish our mystery man had a name,
Me too.
because I even on IMDb his title is Traveler.
Oh,
So
see, I'm calling him dude and killer throughout my.
I got MM for mystery man.
Okay, Mr. Man.
So maybe I'll call him Eminem.
That's too funny.
So, Mystery Man is back at the airport, and he and Ethan are having this weird conversation about
Yeah.
Christmas, and he's
Yeah.
telling Ethan that Ethan is just along for the ride while Nora pursues her career.
Right.
And so while they're talking, Ethan is trying to send a text message from his, I assume, Apple Watch or some
Yeah.
kind of smartwatch. But of course, they watching his every move.
Because he tells Ethan, "You look tense. I need you to look normal because, if you're tense, the passengers are going to be tense. Somebody's going to notice you're not yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. He tries to send that text message.
Yep. And of course, he gets caught.
Yes.
They make him lock his watch up.
So, okay, this is my issue. I don't know how the Apple Watch works, okay? Because I got a Fitbit. It don't do all of that.
Yeah.
So, surely he has to push a button or something for it to start recording his message, right?
These watches are pretty fancy, so I
Yeah.
don't know. I
So
can't
maybe
say
he could say
either.
syntax or something. But I was like, why would you leave your wrist up on the top of your desk? Maybe he thought, maybe he didn't think they could see from that angle. I don't know. But I'm thinking if you're trying to sneak, put your arm down or something under your desk and then do it. Because dude saw them words flashing across that watch. He was like, he's making a text or whatever. So,
Right.
yeah.
Ethan think he's smart.
I
He
mean, it
think
was
he's
a smart
smart.
move. He just should have hid his watch.
Right. So he threatens him again, and this time he's like, I know where your parents live.
Right.
So now is Jason family on the line, Nora on the line,
Yep.
and now his parents.
Yep. And
Yeah.
dude is like, he's like, this is not going to work if I can't trust you. He talking to him like they are friends.
Yep, he is. Yep.
So Ethan's like, you can trust me. And the guy's like, you've been lying to me since we met because I know your parents don't live in Florida. And
Oop.
then he gives him the whole rundown on his parents.
Yep.
Ooh.
They know everything.
Yeah. And he says his associate's on the way. And Ethan asks him again, what's in the bag?
Yep.
Yeah, because of course he knows the possibilities. I mean, he work at the
Mm-hmm.
airport, and
Right.
he doesn't want to be responsible for people's lives being
I
in
know that's right.
danger. Yeah, that's a tough job.
Mm-hmm. He tell him the bag stays shut.
Yep,
Like
and he not telling him nothing
point blank
about it.
period.
Hmm.
Right. So we flash back to Officer Cole, and she's trying to bribe a coworker with some ding dongs or something
Hmm.
to give her information on the case she's working with the Russians. But so far, they haven't been able to get anything off the bug, and
Yeah,
he is like, it's still not looking good.
right. But then they go back to the airport, and the guy figures out that Ethan wanted to be a cop. And he
Mm-hmm.
asked him what happened. So
Yep.
that's what I'm saying, how he talked to him like they friends. But Ethan
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really want to talk about it, but he goes ahead and says, his dad wanted to be a cop, but he never made it. And
Yep.
dude is like, so you just gave up because your dad didn't make it? I mean, he was like, I don't know if he was trying to, I would think he's trying to keep Ethan in good spirits, but this
Yeah, I
ain't.
think he's trying to get him, distracted, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
That and to not make waves again.
Right.
You quit everything else. Look, quit trying to be a hero.
Right.
Well, Ethan
But
says dreams have an expiration date. That was so sad to me because
mm.
I'm a dreamer. I'm like, no, they don't. Mm-mm. No, they don't.
Ethan does ask him, "Hey, are you a terrorist?" And
Yeah,
he says, "I'm a freelance facilitator." What? He said, "I'm hired to facilitate a specific result."
yeah.
As in,
So,
you a killer?
right, because he's saying, oh, I'm not a terrorist, but like, pretty much the people that hired me are, but I'm not.
Right.
I'm just doing my
Exactly.
job.
Exactly.
I'm just doing what I got hired to
They
do.
won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing what they want.
I'm just getting my money. That's it.
Uh huh. Right.
And so while
Mm,
they
it's more
talking,
than that.
okay, you responsible, sir. You are a terrorist. You the one in the
Right.
airport doing all this stuff. You the terrorist.
Exactly.
So Ethan realizes that he can hear some sounds, through the hearing aid that are nearby where the guy is. Yeah, so he pinpoints where the guy is sitting and he looks over there and realizes, okay, I see the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So then Ethan is interrupted by a rude customer. But dude is like, does it take a doctorate to read a machine?
Too rude. Too rude.
And thankfully, it's like some dudes behind him that are in like army uniform. And they looking at
Mm-hmm.
him like, what you gonna do? Uniform dudes, I
Right.
guess they all take up for each other. Cause they like taking up for Ethan without saying
Yeah.
anything. They just looking. Oh, okay. So then Ethan calls over another guy to check the dude's boarding pass. The guy takes the boarding pass, and at first he's like, "It seems fine. I don't think you need to do all of that." And but Ethan, kind of insists.
Because Ethan had written a note on the boarding pass
Right,
with a pen that they can see under the special light you were talking about earlier.
right. But I didn't realize that until dude actually flashed his light on it and read it.
Oh, okay.
And then he was like, "Okay, all right." And he tried to act normal, and he
Yeah.
walks off with the passport.
Yep. And so I wish I knew what
Not passport,
LEO stood for, board pass.
boarding pass. You know, you wish you knew what?
What LEO stood for? Because
Oh,
that's what that guy's job title was.
oh,
Ethan is
okay.
a TSO, and the guy he handed the boarding pass to is a LEO.
Oh, okay. I missed all that.
And so, let me look up his name real quick. His name is Lionel.
Right.
And so Lionel's walking through the airport with this boarding pass in his hand. He,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
cool as a cucumber.
Really? Yep.
But of course, they watching.
They watch him.
They watching every move.
Uh huh.
And they like something ain't right about this.
Yeah.
And so our mystery man bumps into Lionel.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the Russian, Lionel fall out in the floor.
Gone.
Dead.
Dead. And so my thing was, I know Ethan was distraught, but dude
Hmm.
was willing to kill this guy, and you're not even certain if Ethan did something. It's just on suspicion.
Yeah.
He might have
Wow.
wrote something on that boarding pass. We got to get it so we can
Mhm.
check it out,
Yep.
And you couldn't just give him enough of the agent to take him down. I mean, you had to kill
Dead, dead, and dead.
him. Poor Lionel. Seemed like a nice guy.
He did. And
Hmm.
so Mystery Man takes that moment to stare Ethan dead in the eye.
Yes. And then bends down and gets the passport out of his hand.
Mm-hmm. Bold.
Very. I mean, you think, I don't know. You hope, I guess, that airport security is more secure.
Right.
He doing all of this stuff
I
boldly
don't
in the
know.
camera. So
Right. So next we see Nora, and there's some folks talking about the guy that just died, and she's trying to contact Ethan to see if he's okay, but she doesn't know that he no longer has his phone.
okay.
So she probably blowing him up,
Oh yeah.
as makes sense because
Oh have.
they were probably cool too.
Right, 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 right.
So the mystery man walks over to Ethan and he's like, huh, "You got cute, huh?
Hmm. Like you tried
Got
it.
your little friend killed."
Yep. He's like, oh, y'all were friends, huh?
Right. And so he tells Ethan, he has the boarding pass in his hand, and he tells Ethan, "There's people in control and people that listen."
Yep.
Well, we know who's who in this situation.
Okay, but Ethan was like, "You killed him," and he said, "No, you killed him."
You killed him.
Ooh,
That was rough.
it was. He said, "You want to kill somebody else, Nora? Nora,
Mm.
perhaps?"
Right. And so he's like, "You need to let a man in a red baseball cap go through security."
Yeah.
And Ethan is like, "Tell me there's nothing horrible in that bag." And our mystery man is like, "No,
He just said no.
I'm
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you that."
Right. I thought that was good too. The way he's just like, no.
Hmm.
He's like, I
Right.
don't
I'm
have to
not gonna
tell
tell
you
you that.
nothing. I don't have to tell you
Exactly.
nothing. It might be not. Who's to say? But it's not your
Right.
business.
Right.
You do what I'm telling you to do. So Ethan goes back to his station, and Jason is there, and he
Hmm.
can't leave. And so Ethan even goes to the manager or his boss, and he's like, "Are you benching me? I wanted to be,
Hmm.
you gave me a chance." And he
Right.
said, you know, I put Lionel back, not Lionel. I put Jason back because we're packed. You know, it's Christmas. We're so busy. You know, it's just really not the right day for you to be doing this. Oh,
Makes
that's what
sense
it
to
was.
me.
Right. Because what happened to Lionel? You know, they all stressed out. So,
Yeah.
and he like, and that's final. And the guy tells him, the killer says, look, Jason is coming off that machine my way or your way. So, Ethan, like, I got to figure something out.
Right. Yep. So Ethan goes into the back and he finds he grabs some alcohol from like one of the bars.
Stole it.
Right. And so he goes to the coffee room and he makes a cup of coffee and he puts some of the alcohol in it.
Mm-hmm.
So then he goes back into the monitors to give his friend, well, what does he do? He
Yeah, he
distracts him
goes,
somehow.
oh, he asked him, is my phone over here? Like, I can't find my phone. Did I leave my phone over here?
Mm,
So Jason
right.
bends down to look for it and he switches those cups.
Switch them cups. And
Yep.
so our mystery man sees this
Mm-hmm.
and he goes over to the boss
Yep.
and tells him to go check Jason out. Something ain't
Uh-huh.
right.
Yep. He was like, oh, that's smart. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll go let him know. He
Yep.
tells him, oh, I'll go. Yep.
So the boss comes over. Jason immediately gets fired.
Yep. Because he sniffed that cup. He
Yep.
was like, really? On the
You
job?
drinking on the job?
Yeah.
And
And
Jason
so
looking over at Ethan like, huh.
he was
You
because
like
he's
that
like,
ain't mine.
yep. He's like, that is not mine. And he know Jason just came over there. But I know too, he had to be like, I don't know. I would think if this is my friend. I don't know
Right.
if I would have immediately thought it was him, but if you had that cup in your hand the whole time and now all of a sudden he was just there, I guess he's the
Yeah.
only choice, you know?
Right. He the only option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jason gave him the evil eye. And even Ethan's coworker accuses him of doing it.
Yeah, because he's like, Jason is an alcoholic and he's been sober.
Right.
Always, is the designated driver when
Yeah.
we all go out. So why would he mess that up today?
Right.
Like, something don't sound right.
Yeah.
He basically saying, Ethan, why did you do this? What
Yep.
did you do?
Yep.
Oop. So yeah, everybody know Ethan did it.
Right. Well, not everybody,
Right. The
but
ones who care
Jason and
know.
coworker know. Okay. Oh, and manager.
Right.
Oh no, the manager doesn't know.
Manager don't know
Yeah.
because that's
Okay.
why he fired Jason.
Right. So,
Meanwhile, the cop is trying to get some clues from the bug they found. Why we can't get no clues?
because it's burnt, it was in the fire. Yeah, they're trying to decipher it, but they figure something out.
Right, because she started. Now, this is where I was like, huh? Because she listening to this, footage,
Yeah.
and it's in Russian.
Oh, okay.
It's the two Russians
Yeah.
that she listening to.
Mm-hmm.
And she just writing down random words that they say.
She a cop. She an investigator. She investigating.
And she Googling. But I'm like, it's Russian. How you come on now. This was unbelievable to me.
I hear you. I do think it's a little far fetched that she could hear those two words together, type it in because it wasn't right. But the internet does give you suggestions when you type
That's
something in
true.
wrong. And so whatever she typed was close enough because it was like Nova something, I
Right.
think. And it gave her, a suggestion and she checked it out. But I get what you're saying. But I do feel like because me being a researcher, the nerd that I am, I'm always looking up something. I could
Yeah,
see I could see it happening.
I
Yeah, they're like,
guess. Nope. So she
Ah,
finds some information about some biological chemicals or
Yeah,
something
some
like
nerve.
that.
Yeah.
Right. And so we like,
Hmm.
what's going on here? So
So
back at
she,
the airport, oh, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, so she calls for Homeland Security, or tells the guy to.
What guy?
Oh, you know the guy she's working with, the guy she brought the ho hos or ding dongs to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, sorry, you skipped ahead. So,
the guy in the red cap shows up, and that's who
yep.
the killer told
Mhm.
him was coming. Look for the red
Right.
cap,
Yep.
and so dude puts his carry on through the machine, and Ethan sees that it's some kind of container in that carry on.
With an unknown liquid, and he
Yeah,
just let them go through.
and he's like, he said something about trained for bombs or something like that, but he had never seen anything like what was in the case. And I was
Mm.
like, I mean, Ethan knows some stuff. I
Right.
guess because he was trying to be a cop.
I guess so. And
Yeah,
so the red cap guy leaves his boarding pass in the little bucket thing,
right.
and Ethan reads it first
Yep.
and
Smart.
gets his name. His name is Mateo, at least on the boarding pass.
Yes.
So Ethan is like, "Hey, you left this," and the
Yeah.
guy, you know,
Because when he stops him, the killer on the line is like, Ethan,
right.
let him
Yep.
go. And but Ethan had reason to stop him because of that boarding pass. So
Right. Yep. You gonna need that.
uh-huh. And so the killer on the phone says, I'm proud of you.
And Ethan is now distraught
Just try.
because he run into the restroom, throwing his guts up.
Yep.
He can't take it.
No, he ain't cut out for this.
Right.
And the dude come in there, he see Ethan puking up his guts, and Ethan is like, it's 250 people on that flight. He said, you gonna kill
Mhm.
250 people? And dude said, yes. He says there are bigger numbers. Like to him, 250, that's nothing. It could be a
Right.
lot more than 250, you know?
Which is true. Which is
It
true.
is
But still,
true.
to regular folk, one is too many.
Right, 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 right.
And so he tells him what's inside the suitcase.
Right. What did you do that for?
And it's a biological weapon.
Yep. I think
And
that he just
so,
got too comfortable and was thinking Ethan not gonna do nothing, no way. You know?
right.
So
So Ethan pukes again. And he
yeah.
offered him some gum.
Right.
That's like you said. He think they friends.
Right. Cause I'm like, why would you chew gum from the murderer? I don't want
Right.
nothing you got.
Right. He said you're gonna need this because you and Nora are gonna have lunch together. Something like
Right. Because he had asked him, what do you do for lunch? He says, I normally meet my girlfriend, but, he's like, well, you got to meet her
right.
because you can't
You
do
gotta act
anything out of
normal.
character. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm. So he said, the killer says, the people paying me want to send a message.
Hmm.
And he says they want to keep the casualties to a minimum. And that's when Ethan like 250 people.
Right.
But so Ethan is like, all right, you got through now. You can let us go. You know. He
Yep.
said, yeah, when the plane takes off, that's when I'm gonna let y'all go.
Yep.
So back at the police station, I guess, or the agency, I don't know where they are. A guy shows up from Homeland Security.
Yep.
And they figure out that Ethan had made a call to 911 that morning. And she's like, see, something going on. So
Mm-hmm.
they got his name and everything, even though he didn't say anything. They
Right.
got all his info and they know that he works for TSA and he made this call.
Right. And so the Homeland Security guy is like, there's nothing credible right now. Like,
Right.
there's no reason for us to suspect
Mm-hmm.
that anything is going to happen,
Yep.
but I'll make a few phone calls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He doesn't seem too worried about it. And even her boss was like, you call
Right.
Homeland Security on Christmas Eve off of this little
Right.
information,
Yep. Her
Like, you
boss
need
was
to go
like, "Go
home.
home and get some food,
Right.
get some Christmas
Enjoy
dinner."
your family. Yeah.
Right.
She's trying to save people. She's a good
She
cop.
sure, right. She sure is. So then we go back to the airport where Nora and Ethan are having their lunch together,
Hmm.
and he tells her that he asked for a promotion.
Yeah. I was just gonna say
Yeah.
before that, she mentions that she can't believe that Jason was drinking on the job.
Oh, right, 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 right.
Cause I guess they are a friend group. Because she's like, I thought the wife would have told me. She said her name. I forgot what her
Yeah.
name was, but she's like, yeah, I thought she would have told me. And so they're talking about that and Lionel, and then yeah,
Hmm.
like you said, he mentioned that he asked for a promotion.
Right. And so they start talking about all that again.
Yeah.
And
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead, you got excited.
I did
Yeah.
because so she asked him, "Would that make you happy?"
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna say he got him a good girlfriend. I know that much because she's like, because we can figure out money. I was like extremely
She
impressed
must come
because
from money.
see what I'm saying? Because I don't know a woman when your dude trying to get a promotion, even if it's not his dream job, that is like
Right.
shooting down the promotion and like we don't have to worry about money. I
Yeah,
was
she come
like,
from money.
you might be right, or she making buku money at that airport because she the head of something, operations manager or something. She got a nice little title, and
Yeah,
so
that's true, but she come from money. She used she used to having nice things and not
right,
going
and
out
not
to.
and being able to get them for herself, right? Because she not
Uh
worried
huh.
about his money.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I was like,
So
okay, Ethan.
right, and so she's trying to give him some advice, but he also has the mystery man in his ear
Right.
telling him things to do and telling him things to say.
Yep.
And so Ethan can't take it and just says, "Stop telling me what to do."
Yep.
But he can't tell Nora he talking to the guy in his ear, so she think he talking to her.
Okay. And even that she handled well. She was like,
Right. She did.
because
She
somebody
did.
else you might have got cussed out or something. But Nora's like, it's been a challenging day.
Right.
Lionel
Lionel just
passed.
died.
Jason lost his
Hmm.
job. She's very
Yep.
understanding. But she did
Right.
close out that lunch. She's like, yeah, okay, well, I'm going, I'm going back to work.
Right. Which is probably for the best.
Yes, he didn't want to have lunch with her anyway.
Right. So we flash back to the cop, and she's starting to put more and more clues together and
Hmm.
to go talk to Ethan. And the Homeland Security guys like, "I'll come with you." They order a sweep of the terminal, in the meantime, while they're in the car, while they're
She
on their way, I mean.
Before they leave, she mentions, about the 911 call. She says that, or the guy that works with her says that Lionel cleared the 911 call and then, like, 2 hours later, died of a heart attack. And she was like, now that's
Lionel
suspicious.
cleared it?
Yeah.
What does
Like,
that mean?
I think they're saying that they called and talked to him about a 911 call, and he said, oh, nothing's
Oh,
going
okay.
on. Everything's clear.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I must have missed that part.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because she was
interesting.
like, that's suspicious. She putting these things together. And then she said, and what 30-year-old turns off his phone?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So
then
yeah,
she,
they order a sweep of the terminal while they're on their way to the airport.
and she ordered a talk screen on Lionel.
Right.
That's
So
important.
now all the TSOs have more work to do.
Yeah.
They have to check 50 passengers. And so the boss is talking, telling them what to do. And somehow Ethan swipes his phone or whatever device
Oh, yeah, not a
that
phone.
was.
Yeah, it's a
Okay, it was
device.
some kind of device
Right.
where he was able to change one of the passengers' names
Yep.
to the red cat guy because he knew his
Genius.
name from his boarding pass.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so after everybody leaves, it just happens to be Ethan and Jason
All
left
right.
behind.
Yep.
And Jason is like, I know what you did.
He sure
I know what you did.
did.
Don't you ever talk to me again.
Uh-huh.
And he just walk out and poor Ethan.
Yeah. He want to tell him so bad.
Right. That's not how it looks.
Right. It's not my fault. I didn't want to do it. Because, yeah, he thinking,
Right.
oh, you just stole my job so you can get a promotion.
Right. Which is crazy because even if that's the case, it probably wouldn't be Ethan to get promoted.
Okay. You late. All of this, dude. Your boss was already like, you're not getting promoted.
Right. So come on, Jason, think about it.
Okay.
So the mystery man, when he finds out that his guy got pulled,
Mm-hmm.
Mateo, he's like, Ethan, what did you do?
Yeah.
And Ethan's like, I mean, I didn't do anything. It's a
Yeah.
lottery.
He's like, I've been sitting right here. Yeah. Like,
Right. But then he takes his earbud out and starts running.
well, okay. So when the dude gets called and he says, yeah, I didn't do it. It's random.
Mm-hmm.
And dude is like, the killer is like, oh, you did this. Ethan,
Mm-hmm.
because they looking at each other. And
Mm-hmm.
Ethan says, this is over. And takes out the earbud. And like you said, then that's when he
Oh,
runs.
okay.
But I think that Ethan in his mind is thinking, they got Mateo. This is about to be over with.
Right, it's over.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he running all through the airport and until he gets to Nora. And
Yep.
he's like, we gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sees the gunman aiming.
But
I don't
what
know what Ethan be thinking.
but what did Nora
Because
say?
what did she say? I don't know.
Oh, she's like, Jason is saying
Oh,
you got him fired.
oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah, because what got me is your dude run up to you. He's in a panic. He's like, let's go. And instead of trying to leave with him, you like, I heard you got Jason fired.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
thinking,
true.
no, doesn't this seem like an emergency?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I guess because ain't nobody else.
Panic.
There's nobody else around that thinks there's an emergency, so she probably like,
That's true.
you know, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I need some answers.
Yeah.
And so yeah, while she's talking to him, he sees a little red dot on her head,
Mm-hmm.
and we all know what that means.
Yep.
So of course he caves and
Yeah. I
goes
mean,
on.
because the killer in his ear. Like, don't you say
Mm-hmm.
another word. That's what he said. Don't you say a word. And
Yep.
dude is like, Ethan sees the sniper. Ethan Ethan sees the sniper and the red light on her head. He don't want nothing to happen to his girl. So he just turn around and walk off. And she like, you just gonna walk off?
Mm-hmm. All
Yep.
right. And so the mystery man catches Ethan in the restroom again
Mm-hmm.
and starts beating him up.
Yep. Beat him
And
good.
so did Ethan trying to fight back, and he ain't got no game.
Right. All right. So, but Ethan does eventually get the upper hand and gets dude's gun.
Right.
So it was funny to me because it's always this way when somebody else get the gun that you was trying to get. Because the killer is like, okay, take it easy. Why should
He
I take it
does.
easy?
He says, "Take it easy," but then he like, "Let me go and trigger this weapon."
Okay, so he tells
You think you
Ethan,
gonna take my gun?
yeah, but he played Ethan because he's like, okay, I'm gonna call the sniper off. Let me call the sniper off. And instead
Right.
of calling off the sniper, he set off the weapon.
Yep.
And so yeah, he played Ethan. And so now it's a panic mode. And
Yep.
Ethan telling him to turn it off, and he like, I can't. I have to get to it. I have to have access to it. And so
Yep.
Ethan was like, well, come on, let's go do it. And the killer is like, no, you do it. And Ethan said,
Right.
why do I have to do it?
Ethan ain't got no game.
That was so funny
I
to me.
mean,
It was like a little kid. He said, why do I
yeah,
have to
because
do it?
that's what he is in this situation.
Wow.
That dude said there's people in control and people that listen.
Right. Because that's exactly
I'm the
what he said.
parent, you the child.
Right. Because that's exactly what he said. When Ethan asked,
Hmm.
why do I have to do it? He said, so you
Hmm.
know that you're not in charge.
Right.
Ouch.
He says you have to disarm it or everybody in the airport dies.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so
He,
Ethan has to go back to
he running again.
running again. And his boss now has Mateo in a room to be, frisked or
To go through his
searched or
carry on.
whatever. Right. And so now Mystery Man is like, you gonna have to shoot him. And I said, dang, that's rough.
Yeah. He said, yeah,
And
you gotta shoot
so,
him. Ethan is like, no, I could just knock him out.
right.
And dude like, we don't have time for
Mm,
for that. Just shoot him.
nope.
He's like, because he gonna die anyway if it go off.
That's true. But dang. And so Ethan go in there, but he can't do it.
Mm-mm. He pulled a gun out. His boss is like, hey, what's going on? You don't want to do
Mm-hmm.
this. You got a kid on the way,
Mm-hmm.
And Mateo's
Yep.
sitting there at the table. And,
Watching.
right. And Ethan put the gun down. And Mateo had eyeballed the pen on the table, the ink pen.
Mm,
And Mateo picked that pen up without hesitation and
mm.
stabbed the boss in the neck.
And I said, ooh, he cold blooded.
Cold blooded. But we thinking, okay, well, he one of the killers. He ain't got
Right.
time for
Yeah.
Ethan to be playing around. They got a job to do.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then we find out because Ethan go try to rough him up a little bit. And dude is like, I had to. I don't have no choice, or don't kill my husband. That's what he said.
Right. He
And that's
freaking
when,
out.
yeah, they both figure out that they both victims in this situation.
They both the listeners.
Yep. That's exactly right. But let me
Uh,
tell you, Mateo,
yeah.
Mateo loved his husband. Okay. The way he
Too
took the
much,
boss
maybe.
down. Exactly. I was like, ain't nobody ever loved him like his husband. Because he
Right.
he don't care. He's taking out
Yep.
who we got to, because he took that boss out with no hesitation. I just knew he
Yep.
was one of the killers. No.
Yep. I thought so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say he's cold blooded.
He
And
is.
he's just a regular dude.
A regular dude. Then his husband got kidnapped. He like, well, I gotta
Mm,
do what I gotta do to get my husband back.
right. And so the mystery man now has to walk Ethan through how to disarm the weapon.
Right.
And while he's doing so, the coworker that told Ethan, "You a dirty dog,"
Uh-huh.
basically,
Yep.
he tries to come in, and Mateo is like, "Oh, I gotta kill another one."
Okay. He picked that gun up, like, let's go. Well, I gotta save my
Right.
husband. But
Right.
Ethan talks him down because the door is locked, so dude can't get in.
Yeah. Right.
And Mateo goes and starts cleaning up the blood and stuff on the floor. Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. I can see your
It ain't.
face.
Mhm.
So they clean it up, hide the body. Where, I don't
Where
know.
they where did
Thank
they hide the
you.
body? Is what
Where
I want to
they
know.
hide the body? How they clean up the blood with nothing to clean with? Why isn't Ethan covered in blood? Because
This is movie
Ethan went.
magic gone too far.
See, that whole little scene right there didn't make
Yeah.
sense, because
Yeah.
not only did Ethan bend down to try to help his boss, he also roughed up Mateo, whose hand was covered in blood. I
Mhm.
said there should be
Exactly.
some blood on Ethan somewhere.
I agree.
Yeah. So because when the coworker finally gets in, there's no sign of anything.
Of anything. Right. That don't make no sense.
No. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, so they get away with that. And
Right.
and the killer tells them they gotta get rid of the body.
Mm.
So
Tragic. So now we flash to the cop, and she is riding along, got the Homeland Security guy driving.
yeah.
She gets a phone call. And it's her coworker that's supposed to be helping her get
Uh-huh.
all these extra clues and whatnot.
Right.
And he tells her that Lionel was poisoned.
Yep.
And he says that Homeland Security is finally looking into it, and that there were actually four high value targets at the airport that day,
Mm-hmm.
and that there's a Homeland Security agent on the way with more information. And so she's like, "What's his name?"
Uh-huh.
And he tells her his name, John Alcott or something like
Yeah.
that. And she says, "Oh, well, I'm on my way to the airport with John Alcott."
Uh-huh. And then hangs up the phone because he's like, wait, what?
Right. And then hangs up the phone.
Uh-huh.
And so
Dude, like everything okay?
he, right. He playing this role. He playing his role. And so she grabbed her gun and she starts being like, "Who are you?"
Uh-huh.
He like, "What you mean?"
Uh-huh. He's still playing it.
He's
Homeland
still playing.
Security. I
Mm-hmm.
just shot you.
Mm-hmm. And she like, "I know you're not."
Yep. She's like, you intercepted my call. And that dude, he got a crazy grin on his face and then sped that car up. I said, oh, he crazy.
Sped the car up. He said, "What you gonna do? You gonna kill me going 70 miles an hour?"
Right.
I said, "Ooh, that's a rock and a hard
It
place."
is. It's a suicide mission, you know? Get him, get yourself.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's a smart move on his part, kind of,
Yeah.
because he still don't know. She still might shoot you.
You're
And,
right.
yeah, they start fighting for the gun,
Mm-hmm.
and he
They start
swerved,
fighting
and
the car and they start knocking other cars
oh
around.
yeah, they
It's
created major mess on the highway. All
chaos
kind
on
of
the highway.
accidents. Yeah,
Trucks flipping over.
yeah,
Um, then they bounce. I mean, it's like bumper cars, right? That's
yeah.
what it looked
You're
like.
right. You're right. So they finally flip
Bumper
their own
car.
car over.
Right. And so they don't die, neither one of them.
Mm-mm.
And they still buckled in, still trying to fight.
Yeah, he's
They
strangling
like
her.
woozy, like they out of it, but they
Right.
know one of them gotta go.
One of them gotta go. So
Right.
he had the upper hand. He was strangling her, but she got that gun again.
Yep. You hear a gunshot
She took him
and
out.
realize she got her gun and she took him out.
Yep.
Yep. And so she climbed out of the car. She's still, out of it. And she calls her coworker again and she's like, um, ping my phone. I need you to come check this guy out I just killed. And he
Right.
like, huh?
Yep. He like a body. He don't know
And
what's going
so,
on.
right. So she commandeers somebody's car, which I'm
Oh,
like, are you in driving condition?
oh, that's true too. But she got a job to do, so she
I
trained to get
guess.
beat upside the head and stuff. I think.
Right. So yeah, she commandeers somebody's car and makes her way on over to the airport.
Yep.
So now we see Ethan and Mateo
Yeah.
disposing of the body. And they walking down the hall and they get to this room that's got all these different conveyor belts and all this different stuff with suitcases moving all around, which is kind of cool if that's how airports really work,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
And the guy's husband calls him.
Right. They let him make a call.
Mm-hmm. And he tells him, "You have one more job to do."
Yeah.
But we don't hear what it is.
Exactly. But I knew. I knew.
Right. And so he's walking along with Ethan like ain't nothing going on.
Yep.
Ethan's in the front, the body in the middle, and Mateo in the back.
Yep.
And Ethan just happens, or Mateo pulls his gun out, and Ethan just happens to look up and see his reflection in this mirror,
Hmm.
and he realizes this dude finna try to kill me, and I know
Right.
he'll do it because I seen him kill
Okay.
somebody else.
Okay.
So they end up having a fight for their life,
Yes.
all through the baggage,
Oh yeah.
all through from I mean jumping from conveyor belts and all kinds of stuff. And I thought, so ain't another employee down here at all? Not one single
I ain't
human
even think of
being.
that, but you're right. Nobody in
Come
sight.
on, nobody, not a single. What? I said this is also
It's
unbelievable.
automated. It's automated. AI.
It ain't that automated. Not one soul
You're right.
down there,
Hmm.
and they fighting, fighting, fighting.
Yeah.
And they chasing the suitcase because the suitcase, while they were fighting, ended up landing on one of the conveyor belts. So that's why
Hmm.
they got to jump from belt to belt.
Yeah.
And so the bag ends up falling to the ground, and so do they. They go running after each other, and Mateo starts shooting at each,
Hmm.
and he starts shooting, 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 and all of a sudden, I don't know if one of the bullets ricocheted
It
off of
had to
something
be.
else.
Because the
Is that
second time I watched this, I was waiting for somebody to come out, like, yeah, I shot him. But nobody came out. And I was like,
right?
okay. So the bullet had to ricochet.
Right. I thought the first time I watched it, I thought the gun backfired or something in
Oh,
the
okay.
hand.
Okay.
And then the second time I watched it, I said, "Oh, did it ricochet off of that metal thing right there?
Okay.
Like, is
That's what
that
I
what
think.
happened?"
I think it
And
ricocheted too.
so Mateo caught one of his own bullets.
Caught one of his own. But see, that's what you get
That's what you get.
out here cutting up. Just gonna do
Exactly.
whatever the killer say. You know, Ethan trying his best
Right.
to fight
Yep.
and not, give in to what dude's saying. And Mateo,
Yep.
like, you need me to do what now?
Done.
Got you. I got you.
Right.
I'm your man.
Yep. And so Ethan go back, like, ooh, dude on the ground, bleeding
Hmm.
out.
Yep.
And Mateo is like, I'm so sorry.
He
Then he
did.
fall out and die.
Dead, dead, dead.
Right. And so Ethan grabs his phone and sends a message to one of his coworkers,
Yep.
which was pretty smart.
It was because he tried to call Nora, but she didn't pick up. And
Right. She
so he had Eddie's
probably like
number.
me. She probably like me. I don't know this number.
Oh, well, they showed her, and she was talking to a passenger.
Oh,
So
right. Okay.
yeah, so
If it
she
had
couldn't
been me,
answer.
I would have been like, I don't know this number.
Right, but yeah, so he sent Eddie a text.
Oh, that's
So
his name, Eddie. Okay.
uh-huh. And so the cop, she gets to the airport and she starts shutting stuff down. She telling them, we got a threat, or she doesn't tell them too much, but
Yep.
she tells them enough to where they have to shut stuff down. She's asking them where Ethan is, and the coworker guy, he says, tries to call the boss, can't reach him, but somebody says, "Oh, I saw Ethan going down, to the basement or whatever." I said basement,
Yeah.
and and he like, "What he doing down there?" But he takes her to go find
Hmm.
him.
Yep.
So I just thought of something because when they
What you
get
think
down,
of?
when they get down there,
Yeah.
the coworker is like, "What is that doing here? That's not supposed to be here." And I was thinking,
Mm.
that's dude body in there. That's what they were pushing.
Oh.
And I was like, I didn't
Yeah.
think of that till
Yep.
while we talking about it. But she
Yep.
notices there's a bullet hole in one of those mirrors.
Mhm.
And so
Yep.
she tells him there's an active threat. He runs off to tell somebody or report it.
Right. So our mystery man knows, something is up.
Yep.
So he comes down there himself. Cause he like, I got to do everything.
That's right. He heard them fighting.
Right. And so he comes down and he sees Mateo's body,
Yeah.
and then he sees Ethan,
Mm-hmm.
and Ethan has the suitcase. And so I'm still thinking, why is no one else down here?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so Ethan starts running, and I'm like, you can't zigzag or nothing?
Girl, I always think that when people just run in a straight line, regardless of what it is. I'm
Because
like,
he
come
got
on.
shot immediately.
Okay. And what the killer say though? He said, "Oh, I think I nicked you. I hope you're all right." I said, "Oh my, he got jokes.
He got jokes, right?
This is no time for jokes." He like, so he don't care about this stuff. Does
That's
not
why he
bother
killing
him
folks.
because he
Right.
just killed another worker in the hallway.
Yep.
Well, so yeah, he's telling him to give him the case, and of course Ethan doesn't do it, and
Mm.
uh, and so he tells the sniper dude to kill the girlfriend,
Mm.
and so we see Ethan, and he running, he got some bags, and then he puts the bag like in the hallway, I guess you could say, out in the open
Yeah.
for the killer to see, but
Mm-hmm.
he hides. And
Right.
so the
As he
killer,
should.
right, and the killer can't find him, so he ain't look too long, but he took
Right, because
his
he ain't
bag.
got time. His
Right,
flight's gonna take off.
he gotta get that flight.
Yep.
So he got his bag and left.
Yep. So Ethan runs into the cop down there, and she like, put your hands up.
Hmm.
And he like, wait. It's not what you think.
Right,
And I gotta go save my girlfriend.
I'm one of the good ones.
Right. And she like, put these handcuffs on.
Right.
So she get one of the handcuffs on, and he pushes her.
Hmm.
She falls down into a pile of luggage,
He
and he
got her
take off
good.
running. Right,
Yeah,
he
and
got her
kicked the
real
gun
good.
away.
Right, so he take off running.
And while he running, he's screaming all these details.
Oh, right.
He got on a black
White
cap.
male.
Yeah.
Go ahead, scream them details.
He got on a black cap. He got a black carry on with the red ribbon. Blah 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 blah. And
White
she,
male,
right,
53 or 50.
right. And so she's sad and pitiful because he got away, but she listening. She
Right.
like, okay.
Yep, she was definitely listening.
Hmm.
And so they show Nora upstairs, and the friend that he texted
Yep.
has found her.
Hmm.
And he like, we gotta go.
Yeah. He tells her, reads the message to her.
Yep. And
And she
they
like,
see.
again though, another person in a panic telling you we gotta go. And you like, but what's the and see this is why they talk okay. So this is why certain group of people get talked about.
Yikes.
Cause they don't heed these warnings. And we would have been running already. Okay? We like,
Oh,
who did what?
right.
Okay. He said, what? Let's go. She talking
Right.
about what does that mean? What is
Right.
and then the van pull up.
And then the van pull up, and it's got the words on it that Ethan
Mm-hmm.
put in the text message.
Yep.
And so he's like, run to the police, run to the cops.
Yeah.
And so she takes off, and I don't know who he think he is.
Babe. Yeah, they
I
think
don't
he
know
got
what he thought
superpowers.
he was gonna do.
I don't know. But he didn't do it.
Right. So he turned to face the sniper.
Yep.
And this dude walk into the airport and walk right up to him. And I don't know what kind of move that was.
See? He like lifted his arm up, took something, stuck him in the side, and kept walking
Walking like it wasn't nothing.
like nothing just
And,
happened in the busy airports.
right. And he went down. Mm.
Yeah.
Now I
This
don't
was
think he
another
died, right?
no, he
But
didn't.
yeah. But he
But I
luckily.
would have thought right. I would have thought he did because I remember watching, I think it's Blacklist, and
Hmm.
them people, they hit you right in the right spot. That's it.
Yeah.
They just stick you and you bleed out. So sad.
Right.
So I thought Eddie was a goner, but so this is another one of them scenes to me
Hmm.
that was very unbelievable
Yeah, let's get
because
into it.
this dude is in the airport. He just towed Eddie up, and
Tell Eddie up.
the girl is running,
Mm-hmm.
He's chasing her. I don't think he's running though. He walking like Jason and Michael, you
Right.
know.
Michael Myers. Right.
But nobody stops him.
Nope.
What happened to the security? I thought the airport was real secure.
Nobody stops him or her. You
And
would
not
think
only
somebody
that,
would be like, "What's she doing?"
not
Her
only
too.
that, there's an active threat in the airport right
Oh,
now.
that's true. That
So
is
y'all not
true.
on high alert? Okay. Y'all not on
Tragic.
high alert. Okay.
Right.
Dude can just come in here, stab him up, and keep going through the airport.
Right.
Okay.
So Nora is now in the parking garage.
Yep.
And I
Genius.
thought, in what world are you in an airport and ain't no cops in the airport?
This is what I'm saying. Where is security? You got to go all the way to the garage to get security or
You
police?
don't, but in this movie you do.
Yes. See, that don't make sense. Come on,
It
y'all.
don't
We've
make
been to the
sense.
airport before, y'all. We have flown. We know how some things work. Okay?
Right.
This is not NASA, you know?
Right.
Then we'd be like, oh, is that how I work at NASA? We come on now. This is the
Yes.
airport.
And so not only is she in the parking lot, but the sniper has now gotten back into his van and tracked her down.
Oh
Now I will say, I
yeah.
guess he does have cameras,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna give him that.
Okay.
But I still thought, really,
You found her
just
just like
like
that.
that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just like that.
And so he slams into some cars trying to hit her
Mm-hmm.
and kind of knocks the dude in the back, knocks his handcuffs a little loose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so Nora now has to hide.
Because dude done got out the van. He on foot now.
He on foot. He
Chasing
ready to
her
take her
around,
out.
looking
Mm-hmm.
cuckoo. Yeah.
Yep. And so she is trying to grab a bottle on the ground and knocks it over. So he has an idea of where she is, but Nora is quick because he looked around that corner and she was gone.
Yeah.
And she was right behind him. Knocked him upside the head.
Yeah.
And I said, really now?
Not
Really?
only that, Nora is at the airport dressed cute. I'm,
Mm.
I almost positive she got on some heels. She
Oh,
may
yeah, she did. I
not.
think
Okay.
she did.
All right.
Mm. Right.
Okay.
Yep. Another unbelievable scene, but
Yeah. Especially quietly.
right.
Like, I mean, did you take your shoes off at some point? I don't know. But okay.
I don't think so. But
Got them click clack shoes on, hiding
right.
behind cars and stuff.
Right. And she hit him one good time and he fell out.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't out, but he was hurt.
Right. And so she take off running again.
Yeah.
And I always say, if you are fighting for your life or you think your life is, you
In
know,
danger.
in danger, you just gonna hit one time and run?
Right. You gotta take him out.
You gotta stomp his neck.
You're so right about it because what always gets me is they do something to him and then they drop their weapon and run off.
Exactly. And then run off.
And I'm like, ma'am, that weapon was useful to you. The bottle was useful. It's broken, but surely you can still hold a piece
Exactly.
of it.
Exactly. Something break that bottle and slit his throat.
See, girl. See, Amanda gonna be all right in them streets.
I hope so.
She said, "See what you do is,
Poke an eye out,
ma'am.
something.
Okay,
You poke his eye out, he can't catch you.
there
You
you
know what I
go.
mean?
Can't see. Right.
Right.
It's a
I'll be
wrap.
like, you just gonna hit that one time, and you
Uh-huh.
think that's enough?
Right.
So anyway, she took off running again, and this time she runs into Ethan.
Yeah.
And the sniper, he shook it off pretty quick,
Yeah.
right? And so he sees them and he getting ready to shoot. He getting
Mm-hmm.
ready to take her out. He
Yeah.
got orders to follow.
Right.
And Ethan is like, oh shoot, there go the sniper. And he turns so that
Yeah.
he can take the bullet.
Yeah.
And then we hear the gunshot ring out.
Yep.
And we all thought Ethan got shot, but he
Mm-hmm.
didn't.
But he didn't. Tricky, tricky.
Right. Because, like you said, when the sniper hit those cars, he knocked the tied up man's cuffs loose.
Yeah.
And so apparently it was a gun in there that he could grab.
Right.
And
I
so
didn't think
he
about
shot the sniper.
it. It was a gun in there. He can grab. That's too funny. Because I didn't even think about that. But you're right. Just another gun laying around just in
Just
case.
an,
So,
right,
but yeah, he got a gun and shot the dude.
right.
So that was that. He took him out.
Yep, the sniper gone.
That's what he get.
The sniper got sniped.
There you go. Good for him. Trying to kill innocent people.
Right.
Once they take him down, Ethan goes and talks to the husband, Mateo's
Yep.
husband, and he's asking, where's
About.
Mateo? How's
Mm-hmm.
Mateo? So Ethan had to tell him that he didn't make it, you know.
Yep.
And dude is like, they told us if we just did what they say, we'd be all right.
Yep.
Mateo almost made it, but because he was doing what they say,
Sure
but he
was.
didn't get Ethan. So,
Yep.
um,
But he tells them
oh, go ahead.
a very important piece of information
Yes.
because Ethan makes a comment about a certain city I think that the flight was going to. I don't know if it was DC or New York or what.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the guy is like, y'all got the wrong flight info. They
Yeah.
actually going to Philadelphia or
Yeah. I think it was DC they were going to, but I could be
okay.
wrong. But because he's like, they
Ethan.
gave him 2 tickets.
Yep. A decoy.
Yeah. Right. Which was genius.
So genius.
Yeah. Because that makes me wonder if him leaving that boarding pass in there was on purpose to throw them off.
Mm.
But I don't know
Yep.
because I don't know if he wanted him to know the name, but I mean, it did throw them off, so I don't know. It could have been on purpose, could have just been an accident.
Right. So Mystery Man is sitting at a bar and we see a familiar face walk up. It's the earbud girl.
Girl, I didn't realize that till you just said it. I was like, what? We know her from something else? That's what I'm thinking.
Mm,
No,
yes. So
I didn't
she,
even put that together.
yep. So the earbud girl who was like, this isn't mine. She a whole part
Wow.
of it. She got her rolled down.
What? Okay, y'all got me with that one because I missed
Hmm.
it.
Yep. And so she has a bag that she switches with our mystery man.
Okay.
And so inside this new bag, he now has his own boarding pass,
Uh huh.
so that he can get on the flight
Yep.
since Mateo gone.
Right.
He said, I gotta do it now.
Right. Gotta do everything myself.
Right.
But not only does he get a ticket, he
Hmm.
gets a parachute. Did you see the parachute?
Oh, I ain't see the parachute.
It's a parachute in the backpack.
Come on now.
Yep.
Get out of
He
here.
he gonna make his escape so he can collect his money. Okay.
Get
He
out
gonna
of here.
set it off and then he gonna jump, girl. That's the plan.
This don't even make no sense. I'm mad you told me that.
He wasn't just gonna die. He wasn't gonna commit suicide for them. He just trying to get his money.
Mm,
He
mm,
gotta have
mm,
an exit plan. Parachute,
mm.
babes. He jumping. Okay.
Wow.
He said, I'm
Mm,
trained in many things. I
right.
can do this.
I ain't even touched that. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm, mm. So the cop realizes that the congresswoman who we saw earlier in the movie, but it
Mm.
was very brief,
Yeah.
she was like doing a press conference or something. There's a congresswoman on the flight
Mm-hmm.
and she got a baby.
Yep. They
But
don't
she's
care.
flying under her maiden name, which is
Mm-hmm.
why they didn't realize at first
Right.
that she was at the airport.
Yep.
So that makes her another high value target that
Mm-hmm.
could,
Yeah.
potentially be at risk.
Yeah. So they look into her background and
Mhm.
see that she has something to do with weapons and all of this, like trying to get some stuff lobbied or whatever. And
Yep.
so they're like, so you think the Russians would take her down?
Right.
But they
Mhm.
figure out that it's not the Russians. They're trying to set it up to look like the Russians, but it's
Yep.
really Americans. But they're thinking, if they take her down, this is going to look better for the weapons industry. Like, oh, we need more weapons to protect us for this, and then their contracts go up. So it's all
Right.
about money at the end of the day.
Always.
Yeah,
Always. So then we see Nora and Ethan. And Nora's trying to figure out what flight they're gonna put the weapon on.
right.
Ethan is like, I can defuse it again.
Uh huh.
Don't let them stop the flight because
Mm,
I can get on there and stop the weapon from going off.
right. So,
If I was Nora, I would have been like, you can do what?
right. Diffuse
Now
a
this is
bomb. Since when you start diffusing bombs? You did it before. Like,
right. When? How?
the woman
What?
who asked all the questions, she ain't got no questions now.
No,
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that.
he gonna defuse the bomb.
This the time for you to say something.
She questioned everything else. No, but no, yeah, okay, babe.
Exactly.
Okay, you okay with
Exactly.
your dude going on the plane with the bomb to try to? Right. Okay. So
Mhm.
they show us the plane. Dude has boarded. They tried to stop him, didn't work. They didn't
Mhm.
find him in time. So
Yep.
he's trying to put his carry on above the seat,
Yep.
and it
And it
won't
won't
fit.
fit
So
because
we
Ethan switched
realized
them.
Ethan switched them when they were down in the bowels of the airport. That's what I'm
Yep.
calling it.
Genius.
He switched them. And
Mhm.
so he like, no, 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 it'll fit. I measured it myself.
Right.
And so I think he realized too, he don't switch these bags on me. So
Mhm.
the flight attendant, she's like, hey, no worries. I'll just put it in the bottom. It'll be
Yeah, I'll
fine.
just check it.
Yeah. No, no, no worries.
Right.
So he like, all right, fine. I mean, what choice did he have?
Exactly. None. Or get off the plane.
Right.
Like you either gonna check it or you gonna go.
And she's like, look, it's already been tagged. So
Mhm.
they tag bags that are oversized to
Yep.
know that it's going to have to go under. And so, of course, Ethan knows all these things. So he
Yep.
switched it into that bag and got the
Exactly.
number. So him and
Exactly.
Nora looked up the number, and that's how they
Oh
figured
right.
out what flight he
Which
was on.
flight?
Yep.
Yep.
So that was genius.
Yep.
I thought that was really good.
The cops realize what's going on,
Yeah.
right? And they like, we gotta stop that plane.
Yep.
And so Nora runs up to our officer.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, don't do it. You gotta let the plane leave. Ethan
Right.
can defuse it.
And she like, who are you?
Right. Like, none of this makes sense. But okay.
Right. Ethan can
So,
defuse a bomb? Okay.
right. And so she goes for it.
She does. I think because, they tell her that he's probably just gonna, blow it up anyway or do it anyway if they stop it.
Yeah.
And so she's like, okay, well, he either gonna blow it up, now or he gonna blow it up with Ethan on it. One more person. So all right, we'll give
Right.
we'll give him a chance.
Right. That's true. So Ethan gets this little cart or whatever because the
Look,
plane
oh,
the
please
plane is running.
hold on right quick before you say that. Okay.
Yeah,
Because Ethan has been running through this airport all day. Okay.
all day. Mhm.
Like Tom Cruise, like I said.
Pretty much.
But Ethan has on his uniform. So I could see,
Oh yeah.
okay, them maybe giving him a pass. It's an emergency. He got something to do, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Ethan don't have on his uniform anymore.
Oh, he
No.
don't.
No.
What he
He took,
got on?
he has on a black t-shirt.
I don't think I noticed.
Yeah, he took it off when they were outside after the sniper got killed and when they went back into the building. Because
Oh.
she's like, oh, I'll get us in. She got her pass or whatever. They go
Yeah.
back in the airport. But
Oh.
unless everybody that work at the airport knows Ethan, again, where is security? Because Ethan is running through the airport. Now he not up top right now. He, like in the bottom, whatever. But he running past dudes in yellow vests that are working.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yep.
like, they just gonna let him run out on the tarmac? This
Pretty much.
dude in the black t-shirt, like,
Pretty much.
okay. I had to point that out because I thought, all right, I gave y'all a pass when he was running through the airport with his uniform on. But now
Right.
he ain't even got the uniform? Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yep.
So,
So
like you were saying, he got the little cart.
yeah, one of those little luggage carts, I
Yeah.
guess, that
Mm-hmm.
they, drive to the plane. Well,
Right.
the plane is trying to take off.
Yep. It's in motion.
It's in motion. And Ethan is, I don't know how fast these little carts go,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't think they going that
Me
fast.
either.
But Ethan somehow catches up to the plane
Mm-hmm.
and hops on the plane.
Opens the door and just get on in. Is it
What happened to
that
the car? What happened to the car he
easy?
was driving?
Dog, I didn't even think about that. I wonder, was it maybe the plane was stopped on the runway at that point? Maybe. But either
Even
way,
still, the door would have been locked.
see, is it that easy to just get on the plane and
It ain't.
open the
It
compartment to the
shouldn't be.
luggage? It shouldn't be.
It
Like, because
shouldn't
I
be.
didn't. That's it. Y'all ain't got. That's it. So yeah,
Yep.
Ethan manages to get on this plane and the
Yep.
luggage. No security went off that the door opened. The pilot don't know
Nope.
that the door
Nobody
has been
noticed.
open. Nothing.
Nope.
Ugh, make you scared to fly. Okay, cause y'all don't know
Right.
nothing. Surely, if you open my car door, the light gonna come on or
Uh,
the bell, it's gonna
right.
ding something, but not the
Yep.
plane. Nobody
Yep.
knows.
Yep.
So Ethan
Mm-mm-mm.
get in here and he looking through the luggage trying to find the carry on.
Right.
He finds it
Yep.
and he opens it up and does his stuff. He what's the word? I want to say diffuse, but that ain't the right word, is it?
I said the fuse earlier,
Oh,
but I
okay.
wasn't sure.
Let's say diffuse.
Yeah.
Um, but the killer up top, he
Mm-hmm.
has a little app on his phone. He got a bomb app.
Yep. You silly.
That was funny to me. He got a bomb app. So he's checking it and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, something's wrong with it. He could
Yep.
tell it's like,
It's just spinning and spinning.
yeah, it's inactive, whatever. So he's like,
Yeah.
doggone it, what's wrong with this thing?
Right.
So not only did Ethan get in,
Mm.
the killer just walked to the back of the plane, opened up a little hatch, and
A
climbed
hatch in the
down.
floor.
Yes. And no, where the flight attendants at?
I'm finna try
Because
this on my next flight.
listen, because if you get up when that seatbelt's light is on and start
They
walking,
coming for
they
you.
coming for you.
They coming for you,
How are
sir.
you? Thank you.
Sir. Yes.
Or if the food service has started or whatever, whatever it may be,
Yep.
they like, sir, the restroom is over there. Find your seat, buckle your
Yep.
belt, put your seat
Yep.
up. Like, but no, the killer
Right.
done walked, found the hatch, opened
Mm.
it up, and then went down in here,
Climb down in there.
climbed down in there. Okay, y'all doing a lot in this movie.
Right.
So he down there with Ethan now.
Yep. And he's like, Ethan, it's
Yep,
over.
yeah, yep. He's like, you doing too much. Like, why you trying to be a hero?
Right. And
And so
he
he shot
shoots him
him, didn't
again.
he? Mm-hmm.
Yep. He shoots him
Little Ethan. He trying
again.
to save
Right.
the day, so he
Yep.
gonna take a few bullets.
Right. And so he shoots Ethan in the leg this time, right?
Yeah.
He got shot in the shoulder or something before.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ethan takes the suitcase and puts it inside a refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And the mystery man is like, It's still gonna work even if it's not refrigerated.
Yeah, yeah. He a smart aleck.
Right? And so he starts talking to Ethan, he think they friends or whatever. And so they start having this conversation, and Ethan ends up telling him why he didn't make the police academy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the mystery man turns around and opens the refrigerator door
Yeah.
while they're talking. Because he finna, check on his bomb and make sure it go off.
Right.
So while he's not looking, Ethan pushes him all the way into the refrigerator
Mm-hmm.
and throws the real bomb
Right.
in there. He
Yeah.
originally threw in a decoy.
Right. And so this little sealed room, is that the purpose of it? To what's the word? I don't know. But you
Contain.
can, yeah, contain. To contain stuff like that?
It might be. He said it was vacuum sealed.
Yeah.
So I don't know if all planes have this.
Just in
I
case there's a nerve agent or something. I mean, what's the point of it? I mean, yeah, I'm curious. But it could be just in
It
case
could
something
be.
make it on the plane and they gotta put it in there. They ain't got no bomb squad, so that
Right.
might be what that's for.
I have no idea. I
Yeah.
mean, I would think it's not for food.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah.
What else is a refrigerator for? Because
Okay.
that's what he called it.
That is true.
And so he pushes him in there and throws in the real bomb.
Mm-hmm.
But then he holds the door shut
Yep.
and the bomb goes off.
Mm-hmm.
And our mystery man
Yeah.
ends up catching whatever virus or
Yeah.
whatever biological. Ugh,
Because he was talking about, I don't know. I know he's talking about you vomiting blood and all kind of stuff. I mean, it's a terrible death.
terrible.
But it didn't take that long, but it's still terrible.
Right. And I'm just thinking, this man is trying to get out. Ethan is standing on the other side,
Yeah.
pushed up against the door
Mm-hmm.
with two bullet wounds.
Yeah.
And
And we already saw the dude beat Ethan up.
right. And it don't affect him at all because I would expect the door to push open a little bit.
Or right, because he holding it like it's not locked, right?
Right,
I would
exactly.
expect that he would have been able to lock it versus
Right,
standing there trying to hold it. Because I'm
exactly.
thinking any
That would
amount
make
of
more
it,
sense.
yes. Because any amount of it that escapes, I would think that's it. For
Yep,
Ethan anyway. He might not get everybody, but
yep,
yeah.
exactly.
So, but I guess Ethan's a strong, virile 30-year-old. He can hold the door.
Ah, hold the door. Game of Thrones.
Oh,
R.I.P. Hodor.
oh, man. All of our Game of Thrones heads.
Right. So yeah, the bad man dies,
Yep,
and Ethan is still alive.
yep. And he gets to reunite with his girl.
Right.
Reunited.
Oh Lord, this don't feel good.
Oh, so then it's a flash to the future, right?
Yep. Ethan is holding the baby.
Yep. And we see they're at the airport getting ready to get on the flight.
Yep. And they
And
are with Jason and his family.
yes, they all made up.
Right.
And we see Ethan, he throws something in the bin, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
police badge.
Yep, he made it.
Yep, we made the force. But she did. The cop told him after everything was over, she was like, "You got good instincts,
Yep.
like call me when you're feeling better or something like that."
Yep.
So she probably helped him out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
He got to fulfill his dreams as well.
Mm-hmm. So even though that was terrible, it got him to where he wanted to be.
Right.
So now he can live his happy life, and his girlfriend can feel better.
Right.
Like he's not just settling for, whatever. So that's
Yeah.
it, y'all.
That's it. Carry on.
Hmm. So I will say it's a good movie, even with all of this. I thought it started slow, but
Mm.
I think it's a good movie, even though it got a lot of problems that we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I would
enjoyed
agree.
it.
Yeah. All right. Since you enjoyed it so much, what would you rate it out of 5 buckets of popcorn?
Out of 5 buckets of popcorn, I'm gonna give this movie a 3.
Okay.
So, I enjoyed it, but again, him running through the airport so much to me was like red flag. I have never been in the airport and seen somebody running for their life. I think they get tackled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too much running through the airport. It's
Yeah.
some of these things they just not adding up. Just like we just talked about the whole little
Yeah.
refrigerator room.
Yep.
The girlfriend asking all these questions, the sniper coming through the airport like Freddie and
Hmm.
not Freddie, Jason and Michael.
Yeah.
Nobody, nobody does anything. It's like they
Yeah.
don't even notice.
Yeah. That's true.
Um, yeah, it was just a lot of things to me. Oh, when they were in the room and Ethan is supposedly checking the bag, where did the body go? Where how'd
Right.
they clean up all this blood?
Right. Yep.
So there's some things in there that just, you know, don't add up. So
Nope. I agree.
yeah, that's
I
why I have to
agree.
give it a 3. Even though I think it's good, I enjoyed it. But if they had cleaned some of that stuff up, they could
Yep.
have got a higher rating.
Yep.
What about
Um.
you?
Yeah. It's that. This is a tough one. I did really enjoy it, and I thought the acting was great. Jason Bateman. He really sold it.
Oh yeah.
He really did.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Taryn, whatever his name is, I forgot already.
Yeah.
Egerton.
The
He was really good too.
from the
Uh,
movie
yeah, from
from
Kingsman.
Kingsman. Yeah,
Yeah, he was really good too.
I agree.
I love action.
Yeah.
The more action, the better. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I don't know. I'm struggling with my rating because I kind of want to say 3.5,
Okay.
just because I was thoroughly entertained.
Yeah. No, I said it's a good movie.
Right. I
It's just,
think
yeah. To entertainment wise, that's like I
yes.
said when I watched This Christmas. I
Yeah.
love This Christmas,
Yeah.
but it's got some
Yeah.
things that make me have to lower my rating. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Nope. Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going with 3.5
Okay.
because I was thoroughly entertained.
Yeah.
Yes, there were a lot of things that didn't make sense, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm the type of person where it doesn't always have to make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, and so I am going to say 3.5 and leave it there before I change my mind.
Okay. Now that's a good rating, I think. Yeah, we both liked it.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it, if you have Netflix, check it out. You
Right.
too will be entertained. If you like action
Okay.
thriller,
Yep.
a good villain.
Yeah. Right. If you flying anytime soon, you might not want to watch it. But
Well, that's true. Every time I fly, I'm like, this shouldn't work. How is this metal chunk flying through the air anyway? Okay.
right.
But yeah, especially because the whole security part, that's the other thing in the
right.
airport.
Yep.
Like, where is security? So, what else? Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Well, all right, you guys, you know the drill. Thanks for listening. Come back next week. Leave us a comment. subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And we will see you next time.
Stay warm out there, folks.
Okay? It's supposed to freeze up again. Woo.
All right.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.